More on all of this. Let's bring in Philip Holloway. He is a criminal defense attorney and former assistant district attorney. First of all, do you think that this case has a chance? He's suing the lawyers. What's the significance of that? They are suing the lawyers, I should say.
You know, Melissa, any responsible prosecutor who's going to dismiss charges against someone like Jussie Smollett really should have not only made him pay full restitution, but also admitted responsibility. Whether he has to plead guilty or not, it's not the point. They can at least admit responsibility, and then we wouldn't be here today. Then the lawyers or nobody else would be able to go out in the media and, as this lawsuit has alleged, say things like these guys committed a criminal homophobic attack. So they're saying that those words were false and that they damaged the reputation. Truth is a defense in defamation cases, so now that this defamation case has been brought, Melissa, the lawyers can go into court and they can prove that what they said was actually true, if they can. And if they can, that would be an absolute defense to defamation. The other question is whether or not their reputation has been harmed. So if you think about it, these guys who are alleged to have been part of this, let's just call it the sham as alleged by the prosecutors, or excuse me, by the police department in Chicago, if they were admittedly part of some kind of a sham, how much more could you realistically damage their reputation?
Well, you know, they say they're not guilty of a hate crime. They're guilty of a sham crime. So I guess that would be, that's the difference that they're trying to make. You know, yeah, to us, there's not a huge difference. Perhaps to them, obviously, there is. Is there a chance that through this process, though, somehow Smollett is forced to take responsibility, as you said, if that's really what happened, because he still maintains that that is not how things went down, that he was the victim in all of this?
I think clearly if this case ever makes its way into a courtroom or even into depositions, Jussie Smollett may have to testify under oath as a witness in this civil case. But let's keep in mind, the city of Chicago is also going after Smollett civilly, so it's possible that his version of the events could be locked down in sworn testimony in either one of these types of avenues. So even though the prosecutor, in my opinion, dropped the ball by not making him accept responsibility in a criminal courtroom, he may very well have to answer to this in a civil courtroom, even if it is as a witness for either the plaintiffs or the defendants in this defamation lawsuit.
So that would be the game changer if he was brought into a courtroom or a deposition type setting and he had to say under oath what happened. You think that at that point he would have to make the choice, is he going to lie under oath or is he going to continue with his story if in fact it is a falsehood? And at that point, he could face the consequences if he continued to lie, or you'd have to then go back and prove that that's a lie. So it'd still keep going.
Right. So in my opinion, these lawyers on his behalf should have taken their sweetheart dismissal and just gone home and been thankful for it. But instead, they went out, according to this lawsuit, and made various media appearances where they said these things that are alleged to be false and defamatory. So by now getting Jussie Smollett in court as a witness, he's not going to be able to hide behind paid spokespersons, because after the cases are over, that's essentially what the lawyers are. They're a PR team for Jussie Smollett. So they're not going to be able to hide behind that. If he has to go into court under oath and testify, he's got to tell the truth. And if he doesn't, he could theoretically open himself up for additional prosecution.
So that could be the basis for this, trying to get him from out behind of what is now his PR team. Very interesting. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.